But let's speak about this moron. Let's talk about Bill Maher yet again looking for a moment so that way he can go viral on social media. So let's help the old cooter out. Because apparently he's running around saying that the reason why Emilia Perez lost to Anora is due to cancel culture. And claiming that he got proof. This is the same moron that said that we should vote for John Fetterman as president on the Democratic side, that Democratic turncoat who is no different than Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. This is who he wants us to vote for in 2028 to be the president of the United States and representation of the Democratic Party. Mind you, John Fetterman, ever since he had his damn stroke, cannot formulate any kind of words to make a sentence. Dresses literally dresses up in public places like Adam Sandler at the freaking Oscars last week and thinks this is revolutionary. Oh, he looks like a slob. So revolutionary. Like, eat a bag of dicks. How about that? So yeah, so now we got Bill Maher, his show, just out of touch. 5 years behind on what's going on in social media. So before I read him down to the floor, because, I just gave you a little taste. Let's get into the article at hand. So shout out to Deadline, who says that the HBO show, and I use this word very loosely, comedian, says the idea of cancel culture has evolved into something else, and the Carla Sofia Gascon scandal played a part in Emilia Perez losing at the Oscars, which was good news for Anora. I bet you ain't even see Anora. He said there are people who say cancel culture isn't a real thing, and I would say to them, it just happened at the Oscars. This is what he said on his talk show. You may not think it happened, but the movie that was going to win it all was Emilia Perez. Well, I don't know how you would know that, because unless you were on the committee and you read and you tallied up every damn vote, I don't know how you're going to sit over here and make comments about what you thought was going to win everything. Because quiet as it's kept, Emilia Perez did not deserve the 13 nominations that it got. Now, I could understand if Carla was going to get it, although I did never think that she was going to get it, because the whole list of people that were nominated, it was tight. I thought it was either going to be between Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. I've said that many a times on this show. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but let's continue to entertain the buffoonery. Because Bill don't know what the hell he's talking about, just like he don't know the hell he's talking about when it comes to politics. Because he want us to vote for a damn Zionist because he's won to be the president in 2028. Well, I guess if y'all want to keep losing, especially when everybody knows that the person that's really getting the people riled up because he's on his anti-robber baron tour, is Bernie Sanders, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. These are the ones that's getting the people excited right now. And if Bernie ever thought about running in 2028, I really feel like that some of y'all Democrats need to jump on board and align yourselves with a lot of the things that he's saying, where he's pushing back against the current administration, because we need a couple of those. I don't need y'all sitting up in Congress holding up some damn ping pong paddles with words on it. Oh, that's so scary. You're scaring the Republicans holding up paddles like we're playing fucking ping pong. Like, get out of here with that. Y'all just downright laughable. But anyway, let's get into this stuff, because I know I'm just going off on the side tangent with the politics, even though it kind of goes hand in hand, especially going in on Bill Maher and his stupidness. So he said that Gascon's tweets and likened them, he basically read her tweets and likened them to something a little child would write, adding, it was a little Kanye-esque, just whatever's on the brain comes out. So you're excusing someone or comparing her to someone who's literally come out and said he's a Nazi and is aligning himself with Nazism, and you're supposed to be a whole Jew. How you defending Nazism? By comparing her to Kanye. Make it make sense for me. But this is what they do. They say whatever comes out of their mouth, kind of like what he's saying Carla said. His audience claps like a bunch of damn seals, not really, letting the words marinate in their brain and actually listening to what he's saying. If it sounds, a little, oh yeah, we're owning the libs, or, oh yeah, we're going after this one, they clap. But y'all not listening. Y'all hear it, but y'all don't listen. Because how you comparing her with, what she said to Kanye? Kanye said 10 times worse. She said, just don't mention Hitler. Well, that's what he said. I feel like it never comes out good. And then some things are said, which are just, oh yeah, you know what? I've said things like that. It's just very, very honest. But of course, the woke community, it was way too far. I'm about sick and tired of these idiotic, money hungry dingbats like Bill Maher who don't stand on anything. You're no different than Joe Rogan, except Joe Rogan has a much bigger audience. Well, y'all don't stand on money. On anything. The only thing y'all stand on is where the grift goes and where the money resides. That's what y'all stand on. I just wish y'all would be more honest about that and stop using and brainwashing your audience because y'all want to make a little coin and by indoctrinating and feeding your fan base a bunch of bullshit. So that's what pisses me off with people like him. Because it's like, yeah, what does he stand on? And I'm sick and tired of you clear folks weaponizing, because this is exactly what they do. They love to weaponize our words. Woke has become such a dirty word now. And of course, because people of color created the word woke, and it started in the antebellum South, where it was like, yeah, we had to be vigilant, we had to be aware, stay woke, because we've always had to be awake. We never got to just walk through life sleepwalking like a lot of y'all do. But now when y'all constantly get reminded because of social media and so many other things of things that's going on in the world that you need to be aware of, oh, it's woke, the woke mob. They're trying to, make us feel bad about certain things. We can't make you feel bad about anything. If you actually have sympathy and empathy for others, then you don't need to be worrying about whether or not somebody feels a certain way about whatever. Like, I don't understand how that bothers you. And especially when you like sticking your old shrivelly ass dick up in black poon. But like I said, a lot of these white men like fucking black women. But when it comes down to windmilling hard for the community, then y'all want to come and show y'all true damn colors. That's why I'm glad that, you know what, there was a time, and I don't know how recent it was because I haven't watched Bill Maher in like a decade. Because once he started saying a whole bunch of other stupidness, like once he just shifted from support of Bernie Sanders to like Snow Woman Amy Klobuchar and her weak-minded political views, I was like, okay, I'm done with you. Now I see you playing in my face. And then he started saying a whole bunch of other dumb stuff down the road. I was well and truly done. So I'm like, you know what? You ain't nothing but a damn fraud. I started seeing through his mess and slowly, but not even slowly, I just cold stopped watching his show. I'm like, I'm going to find other people to watch that actually are feeding into like the hard democratic stuff that I actually believe in. We want Medicare for all. We want a living wage. We want to have, a rent stabilization type situation. Like my rent should not be going up every damn year to impossible prices. But of course, you don't want to pay people more. Like all the things that we feel like people should get. But then you get those people that are like, let's pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But where's the bootstrap? Because y'all keep making it more difficult for people to keep their head above water. So that's what irritates me about him. And that's why I don't really mess with him no more. Because he's like, I'm going to just go where the grift goes. Because all of a sudden, at the end of the day, I got to keep myself relevant. I got to be able to make money. And I'm going to go where the money resides. You don't really stand on nothing. And that's why I can't stand people like him. And I can't stand people like Joe Rogan, who I'm going to go in later on again when I have to bring him up with RuPaul's Drag Race. Because there's a connection with him in this recent episode of Drag Race. And a certain judge that ass was on there. We're going to get into it. So he said in this movie, that was going to win it all. I do not believe that it was going to win. Like I said, I do not believe that it should have gotten 13 nominations. I really don't. So she did apologize. She showed up at the Oscars. Netflix paid for it. We know that Mikey Madison took the Oscar for Best Actress. Here's the thing. I don't remember all the time I had how many Oscars in total that Emilia Perez won. That thing they probably won some off camera or whatever, but I know that they won two. I think they might have won two. Yeah, I think they won two. Didn't they get like for best song or whatever, which I don't think they should have gotten it for. Those songs were terrible in that film. Beyond awful. And Zoe Saldana won for best actress in a supporting role. So I feel like at the end of the day, to wrap this up, I don't think Bill should be speaking on something he knows nothing about on an award that his smug ass will never win. Like, I just feel like this, but then when it comes to this theory, he pulled this out of his wrinkled flat ass Because Quiet as It's Kept, his show hasn't been relevant in the last decade, which is when I told her I stopped watching. So I feel like he's pissed because his lame college tour brand of humor no longer flies in our current climate. So he's got to resort to these type of antics, as well as saying that Pennsylvania Democratic turncoat John Fetterman's sloppy lurch looking behind should run for president. But then you vote for him, because I sure ain't. People in Pennsylvania don't even like his ass. He ran against what's that other queen that allegedly went and was allegedly slept with a RuPaul's Drag Race girl. Dr. Oz, yeah, I heard that story, sir. So it ain't just pussy he be sticking his face in. He's a fan of the girls. Who's in charge of the girls, allegedly? He is in charge of the girls, allegedly. So I also don't think he's, as I said before, he should be comparing no tweets to someone who's been shouting from the rooftops that he's a Nazi, which as a Jew, he should be vehemently against. So Anora won, even though I will say some people in my timeline did call it a snora, which I did find hilarious. Anora won because it's a good movie. So me personally, and I've said this many times on this show, I do not understand how Emilia Perez received so many nominations and ended up winning the best song category when it had some of the worst songs. But I feel like they were chosen because Hollywood. Now, if you want to play into the whole woke thing, I do feel like, but it's used incorrectly. I do feel like Emilia was chosen because Hollywood wants to appear as progressive and woke by throwing in a diverse movie into the Oscar category mix. But the problem with the movie is it's not a good one. So it's like, oh yeah, see how progressive we are. We nominated a horrible movie off Netflix about a trans woman. A man who transitions into a woman and tries to escape their whole past in the mob and all that other stuff. But it's like, great concept. Carla was good in it. The film was shit. There's so many other movies that you could have nominated that play into that whole diverse field. Emilia was not one of them. But of course, y'all needed a reason to get people to watch the show. And it worked. Not only that, but you did with Wicked. So, me personally, as I said before, I thought it was going to always go to either Mikey Madison or Demi Moore. Most people had their bets on Demi Moore. Apparently, it was Mikey Madison. But it would have been nice if you could have focused on other stuff to talk about. But of course, he wants to take something like he did with the whole John Fetterman thing or wokeism. And he likes to throw out certain little bells and whistles and don't really want to talk about the thing that we should be talking about. So, Bill, please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to, which I don't know what the hell that is, but 9 times out of 10, you don't know what the hell you're talking about on your own damn show. And I don't even understand how that's still on, but I guess because it's HBO, they just give everybody they throw everybody a little bone. So why you got, oh my God, what's the guy's name? John Oliver. Why you got John Oliver up there really spitting facts? They got to keep the other moron on. Because John, actually, I like his show. Bill is tired, through, delayed, and out of touch. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this story in regards of the BS-ness that he decided to talk about in regards of Emilia Perez and why it didn't win against Anora? And why it didn't win the many Oscars that they said it was going to win? So I definitely want to hear from you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.